Wild.
So Crispy out there explaining the emotional complexities of Chrometopia to the people. He's like, wait, Chrometopia? Yeah, buddy, I know what Chrometopia is. Why don't you tell the people about Chrometopia?
So Chrometopia is my little world. Quite literally the world I live in simultaneously in the real world. Um,
Can we
it's
argue
just
it's a little
everything
bit of a meta thing?
met. Oh my god.
Yo, bro, you're
Oh
gonna
my
love
god.
it. I can't wait to make my fucking meta shit. I'm down. Give it to me,
I
baby.
they were talking about like the fucking rooms and the rooms the meeting conferences things, and I was like, oh, here we go. I'm gonna be in one of these.
I'm just like, that's what I'm on. All right, Chris, tell us
But
about your future meta rooms.
Chrometopia is basically just everything that I kind of see in my head. It's the world I live in. I've never really seen the real world the way it's supposed to be. And I know that sounds like really fucked up, but it's like, I know what people look like and I know what you look like and you show me photos and all this shit. Fair. But in like my head with like my imagination, it's like I create these like figures and I create these like characters and like streets look different and I don't know, I'm always just kind of like living in my own little head and I felt like I wanted to create my own universe. And Chrometopia is just my universe. Like it's everything that's all the different sides of me. It's all the different stories. Currently I'm working on I'm on this run of like apologizing. I've got a lot of I'm apologizing to some people within my music. The end goal is to be able to look back at Chrometopia and see like a full growth of who I am from beginning to end in a sense. Not saying that like every project I make or video or whatever is in that proper timeline, but like everything will eventually come to exist. Like everything, every story I want to say, every feeling, every thought that I had is going to eventually become a thing. And it's a way for me to find myself essentially. And I guess the biggest thing is love myself again. Learn to love the person I am and that I can be. That's cool. Pretty much what Chrometopia is.
And so if we think about the meta, you can't build out rooms. Be like, bro, this is the on road with meticulous room, and like you go on like a car. Yo, people be like wildly like skeptical. I'm like, y'all see a Travis Scott show? I'm not trying to go there with
I
the
see that.
news,
We're not. We're oh.
but I'm saying, did you actually watch any of the footage, bro, and see the show?
I mean, the footage I saw was all bad. Like it was all
Bro,
bad.
the
Like I saw the part
somebody
where
uploaded the whole concert. Like I just found
right.
like the whole stream. And like the light show, the fucking level of everything. I'm like, yo, I can't afford what he does in real life, but I could do that in VR with one programmer.
Facts. 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 Facts.
People be like wildly like acting like this shit's trash. I'm like, nah, G. I'm waiting. Give it to me. Just give me the tools and fucking help me do it. Actually, just I'd pay fucking Facebook if there was an easy way. Sorry, Meta or whatever their name is.
It's Facebook to us.
It's not anymore. Bonnie saw the Instagram thing was opened up and it was the new name and it was not the same no more. But like,
Oh God.
I guess what I'm saying is like, yeah, man, those tools seem litty. Like, imagine like with your imagination, and you were able to like, cause I know y'all don't know maybe, but Crispy like one of them visualized motherfuckers, right? Where like he be listening to music and he'll hear like one bar and he'll forget about the rest of the song and just invent a story in his head. It makes for very strange album reviewing skills, but it makes for really inventive and entertaining imagination.
Um, it's part of my creative process and understanding things. Everything I write is in a story fashion. Everything I want to create has to have some sort of uh, beginning, middle, and end in some sort of way, even if there's like a cliffhanger or like a part two to come or something. It's just how I've always guessed I've seen the world. Like I feel like I came to realize that the world's a really like dark place. at a young age, and I guess I started just creating this like happy place in my world, in my mind, and starting to try to project that out to, for lack of a better word, survive, I guess. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm fucking in like the roughest parts of whatever, but it's just like to kind of just get by, just get through the day, the week, keep moving forward. And you know, I look back on my life and it's like I think of when I used to play with Legos and I was creating these like castles and these buildings and these like mansions, and I just always had this like I've always had these grandiose dreams of wanting things that I can create, and I feel like I've never let that go. It takes me forever to like, I guess, start to get into that motion and really fulfill whatever. But every step that I take, I feel is one step closer to building my own Chrometopia, to building my own little world, even no matter how long that takes.
Y'all know this Chrometopia record shit gonna be coming someday.
It's it's
Chrometopia
all in time.
comics, Chrometopia
I need
films.
to. I know that I take a long time to get the ball rolling on things, and it's something I'm trying to change. Actively trying to work on, really like trying to stay focused and keep pushing through whatever waves of like sudden shifts I have in my brain, in my and just my heart, my body, the way I just like suddenly feel get heavy and just don't want to do this anymore. Or I don't want to really lean on like depression, but I guess for lack of a better word, like just little waves of like depressive moments or anxiety moments. Try to stay focused through those and getting pushed through that, and just one step at a time. Like just one step at a time. I know I'm going to eventually be able to build my own little world and maybe have my own. Just because we talked about the Astro World, make my own little theme park or whatnot.
You don't want a theme park?
I do, but I want a theme park like the one in Quebec City, like inside the mall.
I don't
Like
know
I don't
which
want
one.
like a huge. There's a I I went to Quebec City on a field trip with my
Hold
school
up.
and elementary school.
What's define a field trip? I don't know if other people call it field trips. Now I'm learning that people not be calling shit all the same shit.
I so we used to call it a school field trip where we would just go somewhere. It could be anywhere from like just, I guess, to like the factory, because we're having like we're gonna go learn about whatever factory, or we're going to like some amusement place for the day, or if we're like, I don't know, like it depends. Um, but yeah, for me, I've always just called it a school field trip. Like that was just what I grew up knowing. I guess from cartoons as well, they used to call it that too.
Right.
Like when I say Recess called it that. Recess was a good show, but
Recess was
like
an amazing show.
I love Recess. But like
Which
I
recess
just always
character
called it
are you?
that. I always thought I was the main one. Like I thought I was the dude with the red hat. Like that just always felt me to be there. Like he got in trouble. He was always rebellious. He was always like, but not like in a bad way. He's just like he didn't understand why everybody followed the rules. This is how I kind of looked at it. He was always the guy outside the box. Yes, everybody had their own little like traits and questions and whatever, but like he's just always the one that really to me was just like everybody would question the scenario, but he would take it a step further. Like he'd really go beyond, and I've always like just kind of overthink it. He'd just overthink everything, and that's why I guess I related to him. Was just, dude, I see myself in this kid, and or at least this character, and yeah, that's what I would say was my favorite one. I like them all though, but I feel like I
TJ.
like them.
That's who it is.
Yes, TJ.
Chris, you're a TJ.
What was I saying though? I was saying
You
something.
were saying
I
you're a
forgot.
TJ. That is quite literally what you were describing, was being the
Right.
TJ.
No, but that led into something. Field trips, right? Field trips. Um we went to Quebec City, and my mom ended up being one of like the monitors, the people who just kind of like looked out for the kids. We had like a group
Yeah.
of friends.
Parent monitor
Um
peoples. What up, cat?
What up, Nina? Nina's. Okay, at least just put like your tail down or something.
Or keep your tail up.
Okay.
People like cats.
Fair enough. Um, yeah, so we went to Quebec City, and something that stood out in Quebec City was the mall. They had like their own little world in the mall. Um, like I don't even know how to explain it, dude. Like it's just their own little world. Like they had the food shops, they had the food, like the food court, they had all these things, but like there's just one roller coaster that goes through
I think I
the
heard of this.
mall.
So you're
Like
saying like Quebec City inspired
Quebec
you?
City is well that, and then my uncle moved out to Alberta, and
Y'all
then like
expecting
there's the
Quebec
Edmont.
City to be like the spot for Chris? Like, was anyone else out there
Well,
expecting it to be
to be
Quebec
fair,
City? It wasn't
uh,
me.
so okay, so like to be fair,
It
I
is a
don't know if it
gorgeous
was
city.
actually. But wait, I don't know if it was actually Quebec City. I mean, I went to fucking Walt Disney World 4 times in my life, like as a child. So
Mm,
I've been around
no,
amusement
but you
parks
said Quebec
growing
City.
up.
You cited that shit. You know
Yes,
what you.
because you're right. Because I wanted the world inside the mall. Because I wouldn't actually
At
want like a
Disney World,
Florida
it's like different.
Disney
It's
World thing.
not.
Yeah,
It's Quebec City, and I went like one time for like cadets as we did some fucking drill, the marching shit. So we did like synchronized marching routines, and I got to
right.
participate. Went to Quebec City. We lost in the competition there. It is but the people who won, bro, it was like some top tier shit. We were not top tier shit. We were humbled AF. It was like the first time I left my city and got smoked. Like
Hmm.
smoked. Like saw the level of competition when it's not just local. Smoked. Happened a few times in Quebec, in cadets actually. But like, all I had to say, you went to the field trip, you saw the mall, Quebec City changed your life, and maybe more people should check out Quebec City because it's kind of beautiful, all things considered, and they have a dope ass music festival every year.
There's something that stood out to me. There's a fucking. This is so random. There's a tree in Quebec City that has a cannonball that's stuck within its roots, and it's like the cannonball is like kind of just popping out onto the street. I, like it's not like popping out like oh it's gone.
Is the
Oh
cannonball gone or the music festival gone? Because it could be like the music festival is gone because of COVID.
oh. Well, when I went, it was cool. Like it was like a tourist attraction. Like when they brought us on this whatever walk or whatever, they like stopped us and was like, "This is the cannonball, and it's stuck in the tree, and it's like right there. Like, touch it and shit.
Oh, the
It's pretty cool."
tree she's talking about. The tree was cut down and it's in the news. Chris, you got to see some shit that people ain't gonna see. That's like styling on some motherfuckers.
I guess so.